Imagine, just for a second, that someone tells you there's actually a way to perfectly prepare your body to fight off a highly dangerous virus before you've ever even been exposed to it. Honestly, it sounds almost impossible, right? Kind of like a paradox? Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack exactly how this microscopic miracle actually happens. You can think of this as your ultimate biological masterclass.
So this right here is the central question of our lesson today. How on earth can your immune system defeat an enemy it literally has never seen before? Well, the answer lies in what is arguably one of the absolute greatest medical discoveries in human history: vaccines. They've protected millions of people from diseases that used to claim countless lives. But the way they actually teach your body to do this, it is just a fascinating process.
To really understand it, let's take a quick look at our Explainer syllabus for today. We've got a fantastic curriculum lined up. We're going to cover 1. The ultimate immune lesson. 2. Recognizing the enemy. 3. The power of memory. 4. Signs of active learning. 5. The need for boosters. And finally, 6. Changing the world. By the end of this class, you're going to know exactly how a tiny injection teaches your body to defend itself.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1. The ultimate immune lesson.
Before we get into the complex mechanics of it all, we need to understand what actually happens when a vaccine enters the body. At its core, a vaccine is a medical product that acts as a training exercise. It helps your immune system prep for a specific disease without actually causing the full illness. It's essentially giving your immune system a completely safe preview of the enemy. Think of it like a highly coordinated drill for your body's defense army. So instead of just sitting back and passively waiting for a real, dangerous attack, your immune system gets proactively put through its paces.
Now, this curriculum can be taught in a few different ways. Some vaccines use a weakened or even completely inactivated version of a virus. Others might use just a small, totally harmless piece of the germ. And then you have some of the newer methods, like mRNA vaccines, which simply hand your cells a set of instructions to temporarily make one harmless germ protein. But regardless of the specific method, the primary goal is always exactly the same: to teach your immune system what the enemy looks like.
Which brings us nicely to Section 2, recognizing the enemy.
So once that vaccine is introduced, how does your immune system actually process this new information? Well, imagine showing a top-tier security team a photograph of a wanted criminal. They study the face, they memorize the details, all so that if that person ever shows up, they recognize them instantly. Your body does the exact same thing using something called an antigen. Antigens are basically these unique markers, like tiny identification badges found right on the surface of viruses and bacteria. After you get vaccinated, your special immune cells carefully examine the harmless material to find and study those exact ID badges.
And once those badges are recognized, your immune system's action plan immediately kicks into gear. First, identifying the antigens triggers your white blood cells to activate. And while some of these cells spring right into action for an immediate attack, the absolute most crucial step is the specialized prep work happening in the background, creating antibodies. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the sheer genius of your body's natural defenses. Antibodies are these special proteins created by your white blood cells, and they are designed to perfectly recognize a specific germ if it ever dares to enter your body again. Your body is quite literally custom building its own personalized defense mechanisms during this lesson.
Moving on to Section 3, the power of memory.
The real magic of this whole process happens after that initial response. Enter the absolute star students of your immune system, memory cells. These are special white blood cells that remember the germ for years, sometimes literally decades. They act exactly like experienced soldiers who never ever forget an enemy's face. They hold on to this crucial information so your body is never caught off guard. To really see how effective this is, let's compare that first exposure to a real infection. During the first exposure, which is the vaccine, your immune system safely learns the profile of the germ over a few days, all without causing the actual disease. But in the future, if a real infection enters your body, boom, those memory cells launch a rapid, incredibly powerful response. Antibodies get produced super quickly, infected cells get destroyed, and it often stops the infection before serious illness can even take hold. All right, up next is Section 4, Signs of Active Learning. Now, because all this microscopic cellular training isn't entirely invisible to us on the outside, you might be asking yourself, if the vaccine is a harmless training exercise, why do some people feel so sick after getting one? It's a super common, totally valid concern. So let's look at the chemistry of what is actually happening in your body when you feel those side effects.
Honestly, these symptoms are really just signs of active learning. Your immune system is basically just doing its homework. As your immune cells get activated, they release chemical signals that can cause some mild inflammation. That's exactly why you get a sore arm. Got a mild fever or feeling unusually tired? That just means your immune system is wrapping up its activity. And it's incredibly important to note that these temporary symptoms usually vanish within a day or two, and they are very, very different from the actual disease. It's literally just the sound of your body's defense factory hard at work.
Let's move to Section 5, the need for boosters.
So, if your immune system learns so well from this process, why do some lessons need to be repeated? Think about it like learning a new language. One lesson might teach you the basic vocabulary, but you absolutely need repeated practice to truly master it. The first vaccine dose introduces the germ and teaches the basics, but the booster dose? That provides the necessary repeated practice. It strengthens the immune response and helps maintain that robust immune memory over a long period of time. Scientists carefully study these specific timelines so they can recommend the perfect schedule for our immune system's ongoing education.
And finally, Section 6, changing the world. We've spent a lot of this explainer looking down at the microscopic, cellular level. But when you multiply these individual biological lessons by billions of people, the macro-level impact on humanity is just staggering. Before vaccines, diseases like smallpox and polio caused enormous worldwide suffering. But through these training programs for our immune systems, we've dramatically reduced many serious infectious diseases. I mean, just look at this. The global eradication of smallpox, a disease that once affected millions upon millions, stands as one of the single greatest achievements in medical history. These tiny biological lessons quite literally change the world. So, what is our ultimate takeaway from today's syllabus? Well, the most important thing to remember is that vaccines do not fight germs for you. They aren't some magical artificial shield. Instead, they beautifully train your own natural immune system. They help build those vital, long-lasting memory cells, and they enable a rapid, powerful response to real future infections. Science is basically just working hand in hand with the incredible defenses that are already built into your body.
I really want to leave you with this amazing quote from our sources today. It's not just an injection, it's a lesson for your immune system. It's a brilliant, microscopic academy operating inside you right now, constantly preparing for tomorrow's challenges.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Researchers are continuously developing new vaccines for diseases that have historically been super difficult to prevent. Science simply never stops improving. So with that in mind, what will our immune systems learn to defeat next? Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer. I really hope you found this immune masterclass as fascinating as I did. Never stop asking questions and definitely never stop learning.